Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing Thai immigration overload, and I should say maybe Thai immigration information overload because, Lord, it has been something of a couple of months here. We have been trying to provide as much information as we can, and it just keeps coming, and the situation is quite fluid. Folks are doing the best that they can, both in immigration as well as folks that have been sort of put in a bad situation due to these immigration rules. Long story short, again, this is kind of one of those videos where I kind of editorialize a little bit. Where are we going from here? Well, I definitely think we're moving more toward immigration kind of normalizing in terms of its rules and regulations. That stated, those especially who are in non-immigrant status, you should be very assiduous in maintaining your status as best you can. The one big thing that is clear as we're moving into the latter part of 2020 and hopefully moving into the early part of 2021 and seeing the immigration system perhaps begin to thaw out a little bit and see possible cross-border travel somewhat returning to its status quo anti-COVID circumstances, albeit relatively slowly. The thing to keep in mind is, especially for non-immigrants, the way that it worked before, where worst case scenario, I can fall back on a border run, I can get on a plane and go somewhere and spend 2 days, come back in and sort of right my status. That is not the situation as it stands right now. And non-immigrants, you need to be very cognizant of that. I'm not really talking to tourists on this point. It's mostly non-immigrants, folks who hold non-immigrant, retiree status, OA retiree status, marriage, parentage of Thai children, the business visa, education visas, any type of BOI status. You need to be very, very aware of your status and be assiduous in maintaining it moving forward because you do not have the same buffer in the sense of the border run capability or the quote-unquote visa run capability that was present in the first quarter of 2020. And this will presumably be the case moving forward into the coming months. Now, hopefully, as we get into preferably the earlier rather than later parts of 2021, we will start to see the immigration system open up a bit where you can maybe start to enjoy some of that. There's also a strong possibility that we may not see a return to that lax of a system, and I hesitate to use the word lax, but it may seem lax in retrospect when comparing it to the system that we're going to be seeing being present on the horizon. So it remains to be seen exactly what this is going to look like, but the thing that I think is probably a good idea, again, I tend to be a person that plans for the worst and hopes for the best. I think we could see a system that could be much more stringent in terms of border runs and visa runs into 2021 and beyond compared to what it was prior to this whole phenomenon, this whole situation coming to pass. I think we could see it being a much more strict system than folks were used to dealing with prior to this. And in that case, it's a good idea to be very serious and be very studious of maintaining your visa status.